Ben McKee and Patrick Brown, Go Vols 24/7 here on campus on Monday of Arkansas week. Tennessee getting back in action. Josh Heupel spoke today, as well as several players, and it's clear that the storyline going into Arkansas week, Patrick, for Tennessee, a top 5 football team after this past
That
weekend.
only plays night games.
That only plays night games, at least into the final 2 games of the year. But pretty clear what objective number 1 is going to be on Saturday night in Arkansas, and that's going to be slow down Taylen Green, because if you don't, he is going to beat you and do so in quite a hurry.
Yeah, Josh Heupel said Arkansas is just a few plays away from being undefeated. They have a couple losses this season. They blew a 21-7 lead at Oklahoma State, lost that game in double overtime. Had a fourth quarter lead against A&M on Saturday, and did what they always do against A&M and lost that game. So, yeah, Arkansas is a team that, if you are not sharp, can beat you. Absolutely, night games, road games in the SEC at night aren't easy. So Tennessee's going to need to be sharp. They're going to be focused, and defensively, as you mentioned, Ben, that's going to start with slowing down Taylen Green, who is a very tall, lanky quarterback who loves to run and get out of the pocket and scramble. He threw a touchdown pass on the run on Saturday early in the game. So it's going to be key for Tennessee's defense to have eyes on him, to keep him in the pocket as much as possible. And Heupel said the challenge with him is that he can sometimes just outrun your guys. So it's going to be a tough challenge, and I know Tennessee fans you hear running quarterback and they start fearing the worst, but this defense has played pretty well, and they're going to play pretty well again to keep him contained and keep that run game contained as well.
Yeah, and in today's day and age of college football, you're going to be facing a mobile quarterback basically every week. It seems like every team has a mobile quarterback that can hurt you with their legs at this point. And Keenan Peely talked about just gap integrity being so important, making sure that you are fulfilling your assignments, because if one guy does not fulfill their assignment, is not where they're supposed to be, that can lead to a game-changing play for Arkansas. And it's not just Taylen Green either, I should say. Taylen Green, running behind a great offensive line right now, also has a couple of running backs helping him out too.
Yeah, Jaquinton Jackson is a transfer from Utah that is up there. I think he might lead. He and Dylan Sampson are up there among the SEC rushing leaders. So, but with Green, I mean, Tyree West talked about it. You almost have to change how you rush. You can't just be all out after a guy in the pocket, because if you do that, you might open up a rush lane for him to get out of the pocket, and then he's one-on-one with a linebacker or safety, and that's a tough challenge for those guys in the open field. So it's going to take all 11. I know this is coaching cliche, but everybody's got to be locked in, and they've got to, as you said, be assignment sound and try to get that guy on the ground and try to make him be a passer. That's he's maybe been a little bit up and down in that way, and maybe sometimes his willingness to scramble and get out of the pocket can be a detriment, because maybe he's trying to extend plays too far and takes a sack. But Tennessee's got to be locked in on all levels to slow Arkansas down, and this will probably be the best offense since he's faced this season. So for all the talk about this defense and how well they've played, this is probably going to be their toughest test.
Absolutely. And for Tennessee as a team coming out of the open week, Josh Heupel was very pleased with the work that they got in, allowed some guys to get healthier, felt like they continued to prepare even though they didn't have an opponent last week. So it seems like Tennessee's in a really, really good spot coming out of the bye week.
Yeah, he brought up again how you can look at the scores every week, and you can tell if you're not prepared and you don't have the right edge, you're gonna lose. And we saw some upsets this week. I think 3 top 10 teams went down. Miami maybe should have lost. So Tennessee's going to be the hunted from this point out. You have a chance, if you're Arkansas, to make your season if you beat Tennessee at home. So Tennessee's got to be ready to handle best shots from other teams. They got to be ready to play with a lot of pressure on these games, because they've got a chance to do some big things this season, but they've got to manage those things and stay grounded. And as Heupel put it, focus on your practice, focus on preparing, be in your routine, and be ready to go on game day. And we'll see if this team is mature enough to handle it. I thought they handled the road atmosphere at Oklahoma pretty well. They've got to go do it again this week.
Absolutely. We'll have plenty of coverage all week long at GoVols247.com leading up to Saturday night's kickoff, the third primetime kickoff of the year in 5 games for Tennessee.
Well, fourth in a row.
Yes, well.
Kent State, okay. It was night.
It was a night game.
They're
I don't
getting
consider
Herb
it
Street Fowler
primetime
again.
Yes,
so.
for the 3rd time. And how dare you not include Holly Rowe? I'm going to tell her.
I'm sorry, Holly.
You should apologize to her in person when you see her on Saturday. Okay, you better, or else we'll get you.
We gonna find out?
Yes, we will find out. He's Patrick Brown. I'm Ben McKee.